So these belong to the temple period. So we're speaking about 5,000 years ago. They were found 100 years ago.
Looking at the difference of this skull and these here, it seems as if it's like an elongated shape, and there are certain cultures, for example in ancient Egypt or in Peru, where you actually find these elongated skulls. In 1928, 300 elongated skulls were discovered in Paracas, Peru, and were estimated to be more than 3,000 years old. Now, mainstream archaeologists believe that elongated skulls were achieved by ancient people wrapping boards around the heads of infants shortly after birth to create an appearance of nobility. But ancient astronaut theorists have another interpretation, one that suggests that some of the skulls were an attempt to emulate or copy the so-called gods.
As you can see, even from the inside, there's no sign of the middle suture.
Right.
Completely fused.
That's fascinating. The bones of the human skull are joined together by sutures, joints formed by ossification. The sagittal suture connects the sides and roof of the cranium. This suture is open when a person is born and closes around the age of 35. But the hypogeum skull seems to not have a sagittal suture. But how and why?
These skulls are referred to as the elongated skulls. Like you said, this one in particular especially seems to be longer, just quite unusual. I mean, I know there's quite a lot of mystery about them. In fact, we've been accused many times of keeping them secret because they're the remains, the evidence.
Yeah, why are these not on display?
They aren't on display yet.
Yet?
Unfortunately, they haven't been studied yet. They were discovered about 100 years ago.
That's the first thing you should study right here. So are there any plans of potentially doing any DNA testing on these to determine the origin and things like that?
Unfortunately, these have been handled many times. And some of them, most particularly this one, if you look inside, it's filled with plaster of Paris. Unfortunately, this would make it highly contaminated. And it's not worth destroying such unique artifacts to get data which is not reliable.